Dr. Su, you only have 31 days left to live.
Hurry, get the defibrillator ready and prep 1 milligram of epinephrine. I traveled back in time? Me, a traditional Chinese medicine doctor? And of all places, I ended up in the cold palace, completely despised.
I traveled through time just to be treated like trash? Wait, only 31 days left to live? Dr. Su, this is your special ability. Whenever you focus your mind on someone, a number will appear right above their head. That number represents their remaining lifespan.
What the hell? You dragged me back in time!
Only to give me 31 days of life. You might as well just send me back to my hospital shift. The numbers are dynamic.
Your fate is in your own hands. Only you can save yourself.
System logging off. Good luck. You are on your own. Hey, wait. What kind of trust system are you?
You're just trying to screw me over. What's all the racket in the middle of the night?
So what if I brought your food a little late? Be glad I'm even feeding you.
It says 9,125. How many years is that? I can't even count. System, for long lifespans like this, can you measure them in months or years instead?
9,125 divided by 365 is 25 years.
Yeah, 25. 25. You're the only dummy here.
No wonder you're the one locked up in the cold palace. You really are a jinx.
That's the Emperor's countdown.
30 days.
I have 31 days left, and the Emperor only has 30 days.
I only live 1 day longer than the Emperor. I only live 1 day longer than the Emperor,
which means either the Emperor dies and I get buried alive with him, or I get framed for his murder. If I want to survive, I have to save the Emperor first.
But how can I save him from inside the cold palace? Even getting out of here is a massive problem.
Hurry up. If you don't finish chopping this pile of rotten wood today, nobody gets a drop of water.
Manager, I had advised you not to lose your temper so easily.
Your face is heavily flushed right now.
Jinx gently picks her up.
If I'm not mistaken, do you feel lightheaded and dizzy right now?
With a slight numbness spreading on the left side of your body? You crazy woman. What nonsense are you spouting?
How dare you curse me?
I'm going to slap your unlucky mouth raw. Your blood pressure is soaring, and blood is rushing to your brain. These are the warning signs of an impending stroke. If you don't control your temper right now,
I'm afraid you'll drop dead within 24 hours.
The manager is dead. He stopped breathing. A bunch of quacks.
My headache and nausea.
None of you can cure it.
Where is Nuna Kwang? Where is he?
Your Majesty, your servant is right here, right here. Your Majesty, it is time for your medicine.
Those useless fools at the Imperial Academy of Medicine.
I've taken it for 1 month, and my headache has only gotten worse.
Your Majesty, please take care,
lest it harm your royal health. I heard a few young eunuchs whispering about the cold palace. What happened? Replying to your Majesty, it was one of the managers yesterday in the courtyard of the cold palace. One moment, he was perfectly fine, and next, he just collapsed. He stopped breathing and died right then and there. But the strange thing is, right before he collapsed, Lady Wan from the cold palace happened to exchange a few words with him. Lady Wan. Is she the one... the Lady Wan who insulted me and slapped the Empress? Precisely, Your Majesty. She suddenly went mad and offended both you and the Empress. That is why she was banished to the cold palace. It has been almost 1 year now. She used to be so lovely.
How could she suddenly go mad? What did the Imperial physicians say?
Back then, they said a malevolent wind had entered her body, and her soul had left her body. There was no cure. But with what happened to Manager Joe, all the servants in the cold palace are talking. Rumor has it, some say he's possessed by an evil spirit, and that just one look from him can kill. Others say he's the reincarnation of a witch doctor who can predict life and death, because right after he told Superintendent Joe, croak, Superintendent Joel actually dropped dead.
Croak?
Your servant guesses it's local slang for death. Interesting. Send someone to keep a close, relentless eye on him. Let's see if his madness is truly cured. Or if he's gone even crazier. Your servant obeys. Silently stepping into the morning light. Have you been feeling a bloating pain in your abdomen lately? And suffering from unbearable cold and pain in both knees at night? Oh my, Your Highness! You are truly a living deity. You got everything right just by taking my pulse.
This is caused by blocked cold and dampness. Go dig up some dandelion roots from the base of the wall and boil them with some ginger. Drink it for 3 consecutive days, and it will expel the dampness and cold.
Thank you, Your Highness. Quite the playful one, aren't you, Your Highness? It seems you're living quite a fulfilling life here in the Cold Palace. I saw you treating that patient just now. Quite impressive. Well, Eunuch Wang, what brings you here? To what do I owe the honor of your visit?
I'll get straight to the point.
Your Highness understands medicine.
If someone has a splitting headache accompanied by dizziness and nausea,
And even the imperial physicians are completely helpless. Would Your Highness have a cure?
there is no such thing as an incurable disease, only root causes that haven't been found.
But stuck deep in the Cold Palace.
I can't exactly diagnose someone from a distance.
Diagnosing from a distance. Your Highness, do you realize if you fail to cure them, it'll cost you your head? If I don't cure the Emperor,
I'll only have 30 years left anyway.
step in this Cold Palace. I'm willing to take a gamble. I just wonder, does Eunuch Wang dare to make this bet? I will come to pick you up tonight. Ah, I almost forgot the main business. I wonder how much time this chief eunuch has left. 30? To think he's just like me. Then it all depends on whether I can win him over as an ally.
Eunuch Wang, let me ask you something.
The Emperor's health is so weak right now. Is the situation outside crawling with danger? As the chief eunuch of the court, you must have quite a few enemies, right? Oh, good heavens.
Why does your madness keep coming and going in waves?
If such treasonous words get out, both of our heads will roll.
Cut the act. Let me be blunt.
The Emperor's current condition means he already has one foot in the grave. My lady, this old servant hasn't lived long enough yet. I have a gut feeling. If the Emperor kicks the bucket, we're both finished. If you trust me, cooperate with me completely, and we might actually save our skins.
Your Highness, ever since you went mad, did you somehow learn to predict the future?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand. Just think of me as a fortune teller. I won't hurt you. Don't worry. So, it's a deal then? Just please, whatever you do, don't lose your mind in front of His Majesty. What? Is it really you? Are you cured? Back when I went mad and was banished to the Cold Palace, forbidden from leaving without a decree. If I hadn't banished you to the Cold Palace back then, you would have lost your life. I always knew you would recover.
Enough of that.
Your eyes are bloodshot. Your pulse is weak and sluggish.
And with those dark circles,
You have classic, chronic, heavy metal poisoning.
your health bars is practically empty, and you're still trying to sweet-talk me?
Heavy. Heavy what, metal? And what on earth is a health bars? There's nothing wrong with the medicine dregs, and there's no trace of poison in the food. Since it didn't enter through your mouth, then how did you get poisoned?
So that's how it is.
It wasn't a targeted poisoning. It was an indiscriminate, wide-range attack. Anyone who stays in this bedchamber for long
Will have their lifespan rapidly cut short.
when
What on earth did you find? Has someone tampered with my bedchamber?
there is something wrong with this incense.
Where did this incense come from?
Her Majesty the Empress has arrived. Oh, this is going to be the death of me. Your Highness, hurry and hide.
You left the Cold Palace in the middle of the night without permission.
That is a capital offense. Without permission. Didn't you bring me here yourself? And His Majesty is right here. What are you so afraid of? I'm afraid you're hit the Empress again.
One Yulu. And here I was, wondering who it was.
Your Majesty, you spared Consort Feng's life back then out of mercy. It's only been 1 year. So, why have you released her again? As for this incense, it is a soothing incense I specially presented to Your Majesty. What's going on? Is the system bugged? Why can't I see her lifespan? Wengilu, how many heads do you have? How dare you bring Consort Feng from the Cold Palace to His Majesty's bedchamber? Guards, drag this worthless servant out and give him 40 strokes of the cane. Please, Your Majesty, spare my life. Even if I had 10,000 times the courage, I wouldn't dare. Yes, I was the one who ordered him to bring one heir here. Do I have to explain myself to you? Since when do the rules of the Prime Minister's estate override those of the imperial family? Your Majesty, I am only worried about your health. A year ago, Consort Feng offended you. Now, just because she cured a blind man, rumors outside are already hailing her as a miracle doctor. Your Majesty, surely you aren't turning to anyone in desperation
And actually believing the words of a madwoman.
A madwoman. One just got here and already uncovered the reason why I've been sick for so long. Empress, you were the one who presented this soothing incense. Let me ask you,
What exactly are your intentions?
Your Majesty, what do you mean by that? I pray for you day and night. A year ago, one Earth suddenly went mad, and everything about it was highly suspicious.
Was it you who did this to her? Now my health is deteriorating day by day, and I am still left without an heir, with the crown prince still so young. Are you and the prime minister itching to take his place? Is that why you've come to poison me again? If you want to frame me, any excuse will do. Since your majesty is so convinced that my father and I are plotting treason, you might as well strip me of my title right now. The signal's been blocked. Something is not right here. If he really is the mastermind behind all this, isn't this a bit too obvious? His IQ can't possibly be that low. Lady Wan, the rules. Rules? Your Majesty. Her Majesty the Empress caught the culprit red-handed. My initial assessment is that there's something wrong with the incense. But just because the incense is tainted, doesn't mean the Empress is behind it. However, I do need to look into the source of Her Majesty's incense. I wonder which imperial physician prepared it. An imperial physician wouldn't have that kind of skill. I personally asked the Grand Imperial Preceptor, Master Bai, to blend this for the Emperor. Master Bai. Got it? I see. One, what are you doing? I'll issue a decree right now to take you out of the Cold Palace and restore your title. Meet me here. No one will dare harm you again. Stop right there. Who cares about restoring my title? I'm not going anywhere. I'm going right back to my Cold Palace. Why? That place is completely run down. Because the Cold Palace is nice and quiet. It's perfect for my experiments, and it makes it easier for me to sort out the clues of this case. Being a Concord starts with way too many rules. I have to wake up early every single day just to pay my respects. I really don't have the time for that right now. Eunuch Wang, grab the evidence and take me back to the Cold Palace. Huh. My lady, why on earth are you going back to that godforsaken place?
家主姐，那你那王钱为理亏。
Lady Wan is the absolute apple of His Majesty's eye. Her staying here is just her being humble and considerate. Don't you worry, Chief. I completely understand. I won't let my lady suffer even a single bit of discomfort. All right. Cut the NPC dialogue already. Hurry up. Let's get down to business. Eunuch Wang, let me ask you something. The Emperor has been sick for so long. How on earth did those old geezers at the Imperial Academy diagnose him? Dr. Zhang, the head of the Imperial Medical Academy, said His Majesty is suffering from overwork and a severe depletion of vital energy and blood. He prescribed 100-year-old ginseng, bingshi mushrooms, snow lotus, and other highly potent tonics, having him drink them like water every single day. Severe depletion of energy and blood? His Majesty is suffering from a massive accumulation of severe neurotoxins. Giving him such powerful tonics right now is like pouring water into a boiling vat of oil. Are they worried he won't die fast enough? My lady, watch your words. Please, watch your words. I'm just speaking the truth. There's definitely something fishy here. My lady, do you mean the Imperial Medical Academy did this on purpose? A chief physician from a top-tier national hospital can't even detect chronic poisoning? What does that tell you? Either they don't dare to investigate, or they're in cahoots with the poisoner. My lady, is this triple hospital you speak of better than our Imperial Medical Academy?
Eunuch Wang, is that really the point right now?
I know you still don't quite believe me. Take these two things. First thing tomorrow morning, have someone trustworthy find the most reputable local doctors and pharmacies in the city. You can consult a few of them. Have them look into what exactly is in this incense ash. Then, have them check if the prescription I wrote can be filled safely. That is indeed a solid plan, my lady. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that your past behavior was quite erratic, too. But right now, our priority is to stay alive. Eunuch, hurry and get those tests arranged. This old servant shall take his leave. 100 days. It seems I'll have to keep finding ways to buy more time. My lady, you are truly a miracle worker. Tell me the results. What did the doctors outside say? I went to Huchun Hall, the largest pharmacy in the capital. The moment the shopkeeper tested that incense ash, he was so terrified he nearly reported it to the authorities. He said it's a rare, slow-acting poison from the western regions. And when the shopkeeper looked at the prescription you wrote, he kept begging to know which reclusive master doctor had crafted it. He even offered a fortune to hire you as their chief physician. My lady, from now on, if you tell me to go east, I will never go west. Shall we brew the medicine for His Majesty now? The medicine was finally ready. After His Majesty drank it, he miraculously slept for 4 solid hours. And his headache is much better too. Want. I feel so much lighter and refreshed today. The cold palace is so bitter and freezing.
I really couldn't stop worrying about you. Stop, right there! Don't move! Stay right where you are.
Don't mess up my experimental environment.
Since your majesty is feeling much better.
Let's piece the facts together. First, the Imperial Academy of Medicine.
What is the deal with Chief Physician Song and that divine Dr. Bai? Chief Physician Zhang was single-handedly promoted by the Prime Minister. And the divine Dr. Bai was also highly recommended to me by the Prime Minister and the Empress.
They're practically begging for me to die early.
Your Majesty, the way you run things as Emperor.
In a TV drama, you wouldn't even survive the first episode.
Her ladyship is talking crazy again.
Don't interrupt me.
My point is, this connection is just too direct. So direct that it feels like a setup.
Besides, the Empress has no son. If you kick the bucket, what does she stand to gain?
Does she just want to be the Empress Dowager? Are you saying
someone is trying to kill with a borrowed knife?
They want to assassinate me and get rid of the Prime Minister and the Empress's faction at the same time.
Bingo. I'm starting to think my previous madness was just a ploy to drive a wedge between you and the Empress.
Your Majesty, the noble consort has suddenly arrived outside the Cold Palace with the Crown Prince, requesting an audience.
What is she doing bringing the Crown Prince here in the middle of the night? Let them in. Them?
Let's see what kind of game she's playing at this hour. Your humble servant pays respects to your Majesty. I heard your Majesty visited the Cold Palace late tonight, and I was deeply worried about Sister Womping's madness. If she has another episode and harms your royal person, what would we do? Not to mention, the Crown Prince hasn't seen you in so long. He was crying and begging for his Imperial Father tonight. Your son pays respects to Imperial Father. I missed you so much, Imperial Father.
I am perfectly fine. It's late and the wind is cold. The Crown Prince has a weak constitution.
Take him back and get some rest. Your Majesty, you still look so exhausted. Why don't you return to my palace instead? Your Majesty, I brewed some soothing soup for you. It's the middle of the night, yet the gates of the Cold Palace are busier than a crowded market. Sister One, have you finally come to your senses? Your Majesty, I'm seriously impressed. Last time, in your bedchambers, the Empress rushed over immediately. And this time, in the Cold Palace, the noble consort arrived right on your heels. Your Majesty, do you have a GPS tracker on you? Or a surveillance camera over your head?
What cheaper fart? And what's a camera?
It means you are surrounded by way too many spies. Last time, I said you wouldn't survive one episode in a TV drama, and it looks like you wouldn't even survive one episode in a mini-drama. Wait, is that soup poisoned? Who knows if there's poison in this soothing soup? Your Majesty! This old servant is innocent. I definitely don't have any GP fart. I am not a spy. Get lost. Yes. Since your Majesty wishes to rest in the Cold Palace, I shall not disturb you. I shall take my leave.
Buffet, how the hurt?
Hold on. What happened to the Crown Prince's hand? Nothing. It's nothing. It's immortal Bai.
Immortal Bai said the Crown Prince is cursed with an evil aura,
and that shedding a little blood would pray for your Majesty's blessings and ward off disasters. What the hell? Shedding a little blood? He just lost half his lifespan. This isn't praying for blessings. This is draining his lifespan. That wicked cultist? I am going to chop him to pieces right now. Since it is to pray for blessings, then take the Crown Prince back to rest and recover. Why did you stop me just now? It's bad enough that you poisoned. But how dare he draw a blade on the Crown Prince? Calm down, Your Majesty. Before we flip the table, there are 3 things we must do. First, we target and catch the spies. Yudik Wang, you and His Majesty need to put on a few acts. When different people are on duty, drop hints about secretly meeting the Prime Minister or deposing the Empress. Brilliant. This is called luring the snake out of its hole. This old servant will get right on it tonight. This is called variable control. Tomorrow, we'll see what rumors spread, and we'll instantly know who everyone's spies are. Second, Your Majesty, you should say that you miss your son. Zhao dismissed the attendants to question the Crown Prince in private. He asked about the wound on his hand. Yes, that wound was far too bizarre. He had to find out exactly what that immortal Bai had done to the Crown Prince. As for the third matter, first thing tomorrow morning, I will personally visit the Imperial Academy of Medicine to pay a visit to Chief Physician Zhang.
Enter.
Cow father. Does it still hurt?
It hurts.
But mother said Grandpa Bai is a living immortal.
She said drawing a little blood would protect father from disasters.
And what did Grandpa Bai do after taking your blood?
Did he use it for a ritual or to write talismans?
No, he didn't write talismans.
Grandpa Bai. He said the blood is for someone to drink, that it's a powerful tonic.
What?
Consort Wamping, aren't you supposed to be in the cold palace? This old servant greets Consort Wanping. The Imperial Academy is a restricted area, and your highness is indisposed.
So you should not have come here. 3 kin of 100-year-old wild ginseng, 2 kin of sliced deer antler, and 5 kin of glossy ganarma. Chief John.
Who exactly is this grand restorative tonic of yours for?
This is a remedy meticulously prepared by this servant to strengthen His Majesty's constitution. Your Highness does not understand medicine.
So please, put it down.
I don't understand medicine? His Majesty is suffering from dizziness, nausea,
Bloodshot eyes,
shattered nerves,
and even intermittent paralysis. This is clearly a severe accumulation of toxins in his body.
Yet you prescribe such extremely heating and drying herbs? Are you trying to make the poison kill him even faster? How dare you?
You're just a disgraced consort from the cold palace. Yet you dare come to the Imperial Academy to make such wild accusations.
This old servant has served in the Imperial Academy for 30 years.
30 years? Either you're a complete quack,
Or you want His Majesty dead as soon as possible.
Chief Zhang, I advise you to confess everything while you still have time. Maybe you'll still have a chance to save your own neck.
This is utter madness.
I cannot speak for elsewhere, but in this Imperial Academy, I still call the shots.
Guards, seize this mad woman. Wait.
Your Imperial Majesty, this disgraced consort from the cold palace is making a scene at the Imperial Academy.
Whipped up His Majesty's prescription and speaking blasphemy to curse His Majesty. Please, Your Majesty, show no mercy. Throw him into the death dungeon.
Consort Wan, instead of staying in your cold palace,
What do you think you're doing? Running wild here. Your Majesty, you've arrived at the perfect time. I just saved your Prime Minister's estate from a massive PR crisis.
you really ought to thank me.
What do you mean by that? The Emperor was poisoned, yet the Imperial doctors couldn't even detect it. In fact, the prescription they wrote actually accelerated the poison. On top of that, the incense was gifted by you, and the head physician is the Prime Minister's man. If His Majesty kicks the bucket right now,
Do you and the Prime Minister think you can shoulder such a massive blame?
Your Majesty, don't listen to her nonsense. This old servant is absolutely loyal to both the Prime Minister and His Majesty. I have never harbored any disloyal thoughts. Is loyalty proven merely by words? I have always wondered why you lot have been so slow to cure His Majesty's illness. His Majesty has merely fallen ill from overwork. This old servant could only do his best. Think. She can't be a time traveler like me, can she? How could she not see it? Kinsongpan, I don't care if you're truly crazy or just faking it. The Docking Empire must not fall into chaos, right now. If you can really cure His Majesty, then keep your mouth shut and treat him.
But if I find out you're using this to gain favor and seduce him,
I have 10,000 ways to make you die.
don't worry. I have absolutely no interest in your romance-brained old emperor.
I'm only interested in staying alive. Empress, let's test a secret code.
龙井有据，会系。
We caught him! Your Majesty, you're a genius! Did we really catch him?
Who is it? It's Xiaolozi, when His Majesty pretended to cough up blood.
He was the one on duty.
And then, first thing this morning, noble consort Shen was crying outside the Yongxin Palace with a bowl of 1,000-year ginseng soup.
That poisonous woman really planted a spy right next to me. Issue a decree to execute Xiaolozi immediately. Strip noble consort Shen of her title and demote her to a consort. Your Majesty, don't let impulse get the best of you. It was so hard to find this Trojan horse. What a waste to just delete it like that. Trojan what? Uninstall? One, dang with you means I have to learn new words every single day. In other words, keeping a spy alive is much more useful than killing him. We can use him to leak false information. Your Majesty is brilliant. Exactly. Turning the mole into our personal mouthpiece.
Your Highness, the Imperial Medical Bureau sent a report this morning. Chief Physician Zhang hanged himself in his room last night.
He have a suicide note on his desk.
It says he couldn't cure His Majesty's illness.
So he took his own life out of guilt.
Took his own life out of guilt. This is a clear case of silencing a witness.
Who cares what's written in that suicide note?
What matters is, who does the killer want us to blame? They want us to think the Chancellor and the Empress silenced him to protect themselves. Not bad. You're much smarter than the Emperor. You're the one who should be sitting on that throne.
My lady, please, watch your tongue.
You're going to be the death of me. This is absolutely outrageous. That old Chancellor has pushed me too far.
The Empress poisoned me with that incense. And now they've even silenced Zhang Michou.
Do they think they can treat me like a puppet just because I'm gravely ill?
I can't take this anymore. Pass on my command to the commander of the Imperial Guard.
Tell him to mobilize his troops in secret. Tomorrow, I will issue a decree to depose the Empress, and I will raid the Chancellor's manor. Wow, His Majesty's acting. If he's not nominated for an Oscar next year, I'm boycotting the show. Perfect. He took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker.
Your Highness, I heard it with my own ears.
Inimer said he's going to issue a decree to depose the Empress tomorrow. And he's going to raid the Chancellor's manor too. Are you absolutely sure you heard correctly?
So, the Emperor is finally making his move against that bitch and that old fox.
It's absolutely true.
The Emperor is even mobilizing the Imperial Guard. Good.
Excellent.
Since the Emperor is already out for blood,
then I shall fan the flames for him.
Shilozi, take my palace token immediately and send word to my father and our allies in the court.
Tell them to jointly accuse the Chancellor during tomorrow's morning court of forming cliques for personal gain and conspiring against the Emperor's life.
I will make sure the Empress never recovers for the rest of her life.
My lady, are you really going to the Hall of Supreme Harmony? Interfering in politics is a capital offense for a harem lady if the ministers recognize you. What's there to fear? Today is going to be the most spectacular game of werewolf in the history of your great dynasty. If I don't get a front row seat to this drama, all my hard work staying up all night setting this trap would be for nothing. Noble Consort Shin, your stage is all set. Now let's see how your father digs his own grave in court today.
Your Majesty, I impeach the Prime Minister for forming factions and monopolizing the court.
Jun, the head of the Imperial Physicians, poisoned your Majesty. He must have been acting on the Prime Minister's orders. Now that Jun has committed suicide to escape his crimes, there is no living proof. The Prime Minister's wicked ambition is clear as day.
I beg your Majesty to issue an immediate decree for his arrest,
To put the Empire's mind at ease, we beg your Majesty to severely punish the Prime Minister.
That traitor!
Holy crap, look at him. He looks exactly like a seasoned corporate slave whose life is being drained by working miserable overtime.
This old guy is just incredibly stupid.
He was clearly just dragged here to work like a dog. Prime Minister, Lord Shen has accused you of treason. What do you have to say for yourself? Your Majesty, I am extremely busy. The floods in Jianan, the military funds for the Northwest, and the regulations for this year's imperial exams.
I haven't closed my eyes in 3 days. I really don't have time to listen to Lord Shen barking here. You are nearing your
Think, yet you still dare act so arrogant. Lord Shen, you claim I form factions, but I am merely working my tail off for His Majesty. But what about you? This is the ledger of you embezzling the Northwest military funds last year. I was going to wait until the disaster passed to deal with you. But since you decided to expose yourself today, we might as well close this case right now.
This is impossible.
Your Majesty, this is a frame-up. He's framing me. Your Majesty, didn't you say you were going to raid the Prime Minister's manor? When did I ever say I was going to raid the Prime Minister's manor? Or did you plant a spy right by my side to feed you information? Prime Minister Shen and all his accomplices away. Noble Consort Shen is hereby stripped of her title and banished to the Cold Palace to await her final sentence.
Wow, Lu Jingyan, you played that beautifully. Let me out.
I am the Crown Prince's birth mother. I want to see the Emperor. You miserable dogs. Once the Crown Prince ascends the throne and becomes Emperor, I will have every single one of you hacked to pieces.
Save your breath. If you keep shouting like this, there's no guarantee the Crown Prince will still be the Crown Prince tomorrow. It's you, you mad woman of the Cold Palace. You colluded with the Empress to frame my father. How dare you curse the Shen family? I framed you. Your father embezzled those military funds. And what? Did I force his hand to take it? And planting Shalazi by the Emperor's side. Did I force you to do that? With your pathetic IQ, the only reason you're still alive is because the Emperor values your history together. Stop stuttering, you. The mastermind behind all this is trying to silence even your own father. Do you honestly think this conspiracy is only targeting the Emperor and the Prime Minister? When the wrath of revenge strikes, no one survives. The Crown Prince is in a situation 10,000 times more dangerous than yours. Inger, my sweet Inger. He's currently being kept in the Empress's palace. That bitter woman has always been jealous of me for having a prince. Who knows how she's torturing my Yinger right now? If the Empress harms him, what will I do? You fool. You really have no bottom line. The Empress is far smarter than you. When the Emperor was poisoned, the attempt to frame her was so obvious, yet she didn't fall for it at all. What do you mean? It means the Empress is now the Crown Prince's ultimate protector. If anything happens to the Crown Prince on her turf, it's like mud falling into her pants. It might not be crap, but she'll never wash off the stink. So not only will she not harm the prince, but to keep herself above suspicion, she'll even risk her life to protect him. Right now, I am the only one who can save your son. I'll go check on the Crown Prince's safety for you. But in exchange, you must tell me every single detail of what exactly that Divine Master Bai did to the prince. Why did he slit the Crown Prince's wrist? It was on offering. Master Bai is the Grand Preceptor. He said the prince has an extraordinary destiny. The blood offering was to pray for His Majesty's blessing. But Ying here secretly told me. Master Bai said that blood was meant for a certain noble to drink. Which noble? Watch out. Watch out! Brother Lu, save me! Not bad. Who are you? Your humble servant is here on the orders of Her Majesty the Empress and the Prime Minister, sent to protect Lady Wamping from the shadows. Well, the Empress certainly doesn't hold a grudge, sending me a bodyguard with maxed out combat skills. See that? No one likes a chatterbox. Yet you still try to protect them? I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. Seeing Master Bai is harder than getting an audience with His Majesty. I really don't know who that blood was meant for. During that blizzard prayer, Master Bai was the one who approached me first. He approached you first? Master Bai was recommended by the Prime Minister. If he really were a die-hard loyalist of the Prime Minister, do you really think he'd take the initiative to help a noble consort who has a crown prince? No. He is absolutely not one of the Prime Minister's men. Last year, during the Great Heaven ceremony, the great immortal Bai stopped me. He told me that although I have the crown prince, the Prime Minister's faction would eventually depose him and crown a new heir anyway, and he said His Majesty was doting on you far too much. So, he egged me on to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. He gave me a packet of powder, claiming it was a bizarre madness drug from the western regions. He wanted me to work with Chief Physician Zhang to drug you. He said that once you took it, you would lose your mind and lash out at the Empress. That way, he'd not only get rid of you, his biggest threat, but also drive a wedge between His Majesty and the Empress. 1 year ago, the original host went mad, driving a wedge between the Emperor and the Empress. A slow-acting poison, a discarded crown prince, and Chief Physician Zhang silenced to cover their tracks. So that's how it is. Every single piece of this puzzle, from start to finish, was a trap set up by Immortal Bai alone. Where are you going? What about me? Those assassins will come back to kill me. Stay put in the Cold Palace. As long as you don't wander off, this is the safest place for you right now. Guard the noble consort well. She is our key witness. Don't let even a single fly into this courtyard. Yes, my lady. But your highness, where are you going? I'm going to blow this whole thing wide open. It's time to lay all my cards on the table, with His Majesty and the Empress. Wan? Why are you here? How insolent. And you're even carrying a weapon.
Lu, who gave her permission to enter?
This old servant couldn't stop her. All right, that's enough.
Drop the act, you two.
I'm here today to lay out the endless schemes running rampant in this palace. Your Majesty, when I went mad 1 year ago, it was noble consort Shen who drugged me, under the instigation of Immortal Bai. Immortal Bai had her do it. What a brilliant scheme to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, to not only get rid of your Majesty's most beloved consort, but also drive a wedge between the Emperor and the Empress.
Her Highness the Empress is clever indeed.
But that's not all.
The Emperor's chronic poison was administered by Immortal Bai, taking advantage of the Empress's incense-burning pilgrimage as a cover.
And the bloodletting from the Crown Prince's wrist? That was also Immortal Bai's doing.
Even the assassin's noble consort Shen and I just encountered were most likely sent by him as well.
Wonder, you're not hurt, are you?
That vile sorcerer.
I will send the Imperial Guard to level the State Preceptor's manor this instant.
Your Majesty.
After all, Immortal Bai was strongly recommended to your Majesty by the Prime Minister. His background,
The Prime Minister's estate really investigated thoroughly back then.
Your Majesty has always favored Taoism.
My father first met this Immortal Bai years ago, when he was serving in the local provinces.
Back then, Father personally had his background checked. He was just an ordinary ascetic priest
Who happened to know a bit about longevity and alchemy.
An ordinary ascetic priest?
Your Majesty, we can be almost certain now that this Immortal Bai betrayed the Prime Minister long ago. The Prime Minister was merely a stepping stone he used to get close to the throne, while keeping everyone in the dark.
Enough. Locked away in the cold palace, how on earth did you see through all of this? Could it be that going mad actually opened your third eye?
Because I have a secret.
I
can see a countdown of everyone's remaining lifespan. Juan, are you just too exhausted these past couple of days?
Has your madness returned?
What do you mean, a lifespan countdown? Your Majesty, I know this sounds absolutely crazy,
But I am not mad.
the number above your head was originally 30 days.
Noble consort Shen and I had 31 days.
Now, your remaining time is 90 days.
90 days? Utterly absurd.
The sages forbid speaking of the supernatural, Wunner.
Even if you want to take credit for saving me, you don't need to make up such ridiculous nonsense.
Then why did Director Zhou of the Cold Palace drop dead right after I predicted he would pass away within 1 day?
And Chief Physician Zhang of the Imperial Academy of Medicine.
Why else would I dare to declare in front of everyone that his time was running out? Because I saw the exact day of their deaths hovering right above their heads. But in this entire palace,
The Empress is the only one whose head has no numbers at all.
You cannot see my numbers? At first, I thought my eyes were just glitching.
But that day at the Imperial Academy of Medicine, I realized what was actually blocking my vision.
With this jade pendant hanging from your waist.
This jade, before I entered the palace years ago.
my father captured it by chance when he led his troops to wipe out a band of fierce bandits from the western regions.
Actually, my father realized this jade stayed warm in winter and cool in summer, making it a rare treasure.
So he had a craftsman carve it into a pendant and gave it to me for protection.
Your Highness, if you don't mind,
You could take off the pendant first and give it to His Majesty.
90 days. 90 days. It really is 90 days.
what did you see? His Majesty and the Empress. Their numbers are also 90 days.
You, me, Wang Yulu, and the Empress. All of our lifespans stop on the exact same day. What does this mean?
It means 90 days from now, something absolutely terrifying is going to happen. Whether it's a coup to force the throne, or a bloodbath in the Imperial City. The bottom line is, in 90 days, we will all be wiped out.
Someone is planning to completely overthrow my Daichen Empire in 3 months.
Your Highness, you must keep this jade pendant close to you.
Wear it always, and never, ever let it leave your side.
I have a premonition.
This jade will be of great use later.
I'll keep that in mind.
No.
Logic doesn't add up. If 90 days from now there is a bloodbath that overthrows the Imperial City,
And we all must die.
Then what about the Crown Prince?
The last time I saw him, his lifespan suddenly dropped from 50 years to 25 years. But if the Imperial City falls in 90 days,
The Crown Prince's lifespan should also be 90 days, just like ours.
It can't be that the young Crown Prince set this whole thing up, could it? Your Majesty, Your Highness, I must see the Crown Prince immediately. His Majesty has arrived. Your son pays respects to Imperial Father and Imperial Mother. 12.5 years. It's cut in half again.
Warren, what's wrong?
How much time does the Crown Prince have left?
Your Majesty, 12.5 years. It dropped from 50 years to 25.
And now it has dropped again to 12.5 years.
Why is Yunao's remaining time different from ours?
Your Highness, please let me think first. Your Highness, the situation has changed. A troublemaker has suddenly appeared in the palace. It's Consort Fang from the Cold Palace. Consort Fang is actually that Lady Wan. I don't know what kind of sorcery she used, but she actually found out there was something wrong with the incense. She even drove the chief physician Zhang to suicide.
and she used the Emperor's hand to take down noble consort Shen
Almost all of our spies in the palace have been rooted out by her.
Sound Fei. She is quite intriguing.
Are you sure she was actually crazy before?
Your Highness, the medicine was personally formulated by me. She was indeed completely insane for an entire year.
She even crawled through dog holes, but somehow she snapped out of it overnight.
Her mind is incredibly sharp now, and she even seems to predict the future.
Going mad, and then recovering overnight?
And suddenly mastering legendary medical skills.
How incredibly familiar.
What do you mean, Your Highness?
Could she be just like me?
Overnight, transforming from a useless prince whom everyone bullied into the brilliant, wise, and flawless mastermind I am today?
Heaven has really smiled upon me, actually sending me a fellow transmigrator to keep me company. We can basically confirm now that the Crown Prince's remaining lifespan keeps getting cut in half. It is definitely foul play. Let's work backward to find the motive. If you kick the bucket in 90 days, Your Majesty, wouldn't the Crown Prince ascend the throne? Kick the bucket? What on earth does that mean? It means passing away, Your Majesty. Ah, the Emperor passing away. The Crown Prince ascending the throne.
And if the Crown Prince is also gone?
Who takes the throne next? Your Majesty only has one son. Then it goes to the brother. If both Your Majesty and the Crown Prince are gone, the next in line to inherit is the fourth prince. The fourth prince?
My useless elder brother?
Could he really be more useless than you, Your Majesty?
Hey, you shouldn't say that out loud.
My fourth brother has been useless and uneducated since he was a kid.
I am still slightly better than him, aren't I?
Your Majesty, don't you think the fourth prince has seemed like a completely different person these past few years?
A different person? Well, he used to be incredibly wild and absurd.
But about 2 years ago, he suddenly did a complete 180. Not only did he start actively getting involved in official matters, he even volunteered in court several times,
Demanding to lead troops into battle.
That is indeed true. But he has absolutely no experience leading an army.
Joe and the Prime Minister, worried he would mess things up,
Rejected all of his petitions.
Back then, Father already sensed that the fourth prince harbored massive ambitions. He advised His Majesty several times to watch out for it.
But His Majesty just dismissed it as overthinking.
What are you laughing at, you old rascal? Get the hell out and keep watch. This old servant deserves to die.
I'll get out right away.
2 years ago, he suddenly seemed like a completely different person.
I actively got involved in state affairs,
And tried to seize control of the military.
then he went back to laying low, playing dumb to build his power.
Wait,
Isn't that just like me?
he's a transmigrator too. And he landed here 2 years before I did.
He has a much more advanced system than mine.
A system that can actually absorb other people's lifespans.
Your Majesty, Your Highness. We're in deep, deep trouble. The person we're facing isn't some ordinary traitor.
We're up against someone who has pretended to submit for 2 years.
A max-level boss with all of his skill points fully maxed out.
Your Highness,
The Jade Pendant. Since this meteoritic jade can block my ability to see lifespans like a signal jammer, there's a high chance it can also block his system's mechanism for absorbing lifespans. I'll have someone deliver it in here, right away. As long as this jade pendant works, the Crown Prince's lifespan will no longer be drained.
it might even reverse the flow.
Really? Can the jade pendant truly have such a miraculous effect?
Now that we've found the root of this, I will absolutely not sit around and wait for death.
Wang Yalu, relay my imperial decree.
Assemble 3,000 Imperial Guards immediately and march with me to tear down the Taoist temple on the outskirts of the capital. We will slaughter the White Immortal and that useless fourth prince right there.
This old servant obeys Your Majesty's decree.
Hold on.
Your Majesty, please think twice. Deploying a massive force of Imperial Guards outside the city gates is no small matter.
This will inevitably cause an uproar throughout the entire court, since the fourth prince has woven such a massive web.
Must have prepared for this.
We must immediately summon the Prime Minister to the palace to discuss this.
Discuss? Discussing why I'm deploying the palace guards to catch a traitor?
What? Do we still have to watch the Prime Minister's face and wait for his permission? Your Majesty, please believe me. I would never dream of doing such a thing. Your Majesty, look at the situation we're in. This is no time to throw a childish tantrum. Her Highness is right. Sending the Imperial Guards in right now is just feeding the enemy free kills. My army is the supreme force of the Son of Heaven. And you call raiding a tiny Taoist temple feeding free kills?
If the fourth prince is a pro gamer with a system just like me,
He's been biding his time for so long. Do you really think he wouldn't expect you to flip the table once you found out the truth? Right now, the only defense left in the capital is the Imperial Guards. If you send your main force out to jungle in the wild, the capital will be left completely wide open. If they are prepared for this, and take this chance to rush straight for the palace. Do you have any idea what that's called? What are you laughing at?
That's called getting backdoored.
When that happens, your entire family will get wiped out in a single push.
You won't even be able to defend your own nexus. Backdoored? Nexus?
In short, they're in the shadows, and we're out in the open. Striking blindly right now is just throwing the game.
Not only can we not use the Imperial Guards to avoid tipping them off,
We also have to act like absolutely nothing happened.
So what? Are we just supposed to sit here and wait 90 days to be slaughtered?
Of course not.
Since he used that fake immortal. Bye? To test us?
why can't we turn the tables and test him instead?
Not only do I need to figure out exactly how his life-stealing mechanism works,
I also need to dig up the fourth prince's background.
and find out what he actually did before he transmigrated.
I want to see what kind of system specs he's running. 1. How do you plan to dig up his secrets?
It's simple. Since we're from the same world, I'll send him a declaration of war, using a code only a fellow transmigrator would understand. Don't worry, Your Highness. This jade pendant will be incredibly useful in my hands.
It will be our ultimate trump card to completely shut down that evil priest and make our final comeback.
Everyone, keep quiet.
Quiet.
It's going up. It's going up.
The numbers are going back up.
The stolen lifespan is coming back. Is this for real?
This is amazing. That means the Crown Prince won't die, right, Your Majesty?
What?
Who else could possibly be draining my system's energy?
Who is behind this?
Well, how the tables have turned. Your fourth brother has definitely noticed that his lifespan is draining away.
Right now, he's probably utterly panicked and losing his mind trying to figure it out.
You know, buddy, using blood as a medium to drain people's lifespans? You're pretty damn good at this game.
But my cheats are way stronger than yours.
How does it feel? Having your own life force brutally ripped right out of your body.
If you don't want to be completely drained dry,
Tonight at midnight, Jingyai Gate, Watchtower. One-on-one. Let's solo.
Since this is a battle of hackers,
We'll have to use some unconventional channels. Your Majesty, call Yaluzi in. We've been grooming him for so long.
it's finally time to put him to work.
we'll use the fourth brother's own dog to bite him.
To destroy a man's soul. No one does it better than you, Your Highness.
This is what Lady Wanting, right in front of His Majesty.
Specifically ordered me to deliver into your hands personally.
Her ladyship guessed. You'd understand the moment you saw it.
He actually knows everything.
Is it that his system counters mine?
Or does he have higher authority?
Holy crap! 200 years? Do you think that old bastard is trying to live as long as a turtle?
The fourth brother fell for it after all.
Let me lecture him a bit. Let him know exactly why he's dying.
Your Majesty, based on my years of painful experience watching TV dramas and scrolling through short dramas,
Villas usually die from talking too much, while the good guys usually die from being too soft-hearted. At a time like this, absolutely do not hesitate. If you can shoot, don't waste your breath.
what if he's holding on to a flash or a map-wide ultimate?
Stop wasting time. All units, fire. Turn him into a pincushion. He's got some moves. Think, keep shooting. Blanket fire. Leave him no blind spots. Got him, Wanna. You're really ruthless.
I didn't piss you off, did I?
Your Majesty, your ladyship, the dead man is not the fourth prince. It's that Taoist priest, immortal Bai. That bastard fourth prince actually got his own henchman to be a scapegoat. No, this doesn't add up. The logic is completely off. What's wrong? Even if he isn't the fourth prince, at least we got rid of that fraud, Master Bai.
But just now, I clearly saw the remaining lifespan above his head. It was exactly 200 years.
200 years? How could a mere mortal have 200 years of life left? There's only one explanation.
Master Bai must have switched sides and joined the fourth prince because he was gifted those extra years.
Wan,
If what you're saying is true, and the fourth prince used lifespans to bribe that wicked cultist, then he could easily bribe anyone else. I have no idea how many of my own officials have already sold their souls to him. Well, that's easy to solve. Tomorrow, I'll give all the high officials a physical checkup.
Haha. What on earth is a physical checkup?
My dear ministers, you have all been working tirelessly in court lately. To show my appreciation for your hard work, I have specially ordered Consort 1 to conduct an annual pulse reading for everyone here in the Hall of Supreme Harmony today. Every official of the 5th rank and above, step forward one by one to have your pulse taken. We thank your majesty for your boundless grace.
Whoa, looks like you've got high cholesterol and the fatty liver.
You need to stop visiting the entertainment quarters so often for wild drinking nights. Go home and stick to boiled cabbage.
Next. Hey, I do not go carousing.
I absolutely do not.
Dark circles under your eyes.
Plus, you've been fidgeting and crossing your legs this whole time.
You can barely hold it in, can you? Frequent, urgent, and incomplete urination. Get more sun, exercise, and break a sweat.
These old geezers look so dignified and proper on the outside,
But behind closed doors, they're physically wrecked.
Next. Sorry to trouble you, Your Highness.
I practice martial arts every single morning.
my body is as tough as iron.
Whoa, 185 years? So he even bought off the Minister of War?
The minister indeed has incredible vital energy.
You're in absolute peak condition, but your liver heat is a bit high.
I'll prescribe you some herbal tea to cool you down. Just drink it daily, and you'll be fine.
Next.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Your Majesty, the checkups are complete.
Today, there are a total of 64 high-ranking officials of the 5th rank and above in court, and 12 of them have lifespans exceeding 120 years. The Ministry of War, the Ministry of Personnel, the Patrol Battalion.
Old Fort has completely hollowed out my court.
Tomorrow, I'll have these 12 traitors and their families executed. Your Majesty, wouldn't it be a waste to just behead them?
What is right?
I don't repeat them at their own game.
And use them to feed false intelligence to the 4th prince.
You truly know me best, my Empress.
Your Majesty, look closely at the backgrounds of these 12 men again. Do you notice anything they have in common? Not a single one of these 12 men is a disciple of the Prime Minister, nor do they have any financial ties with the Empress's maternal family. You as I, who is too suspicious. My dear, I have made you suffer all these years.
Tomorrow, I will discuss a strategy with the Prime Minister to break this deadlock.
My father and I will stand and fall with you, Your Majesty.
The strongest iron triangle of Dakin has finally been formed. Are you ready, Old Fourth? System version 2.0 update. Complete. So you finally decided to drag your useless cheat code back here?
You played dead right after handing out the newbie gift pack.
If there were a live chat, everyone would be spamming insults about how useless you are.
Please calm down, host. The system previously went into a deep sleep because it detected that a physical cheat had combined with the enemy's high-risk system. We have now combined with the extraterrestrial meteorite and re-encoded its magnetic field. The enemy forces can no longer absorb the lifespans of our people. They can no longer absorb it from a distance.
So if he wants to kill us, he'll have to lead his troops and fight us in hand-to-hand combat.
40 days. How did it drop by 50 days?
Detected that the enemy forces and their killing intent have reached their peak.
In 40 days, the rebel forces will breach the Imperial City through purely physical means. As compensation for the system's long-term offline maintenance, we are now issuing the version 2.0 Supreme Self-Defense Gift Pack. The physical items have been delivered
To the host's wardrobe and sleeves. Well, at least you have some conscience. And what about weapons?
a modern titanium alloy scalpel. Whoa, you're literally forcing me to switch classes from an old Chinese medicine doctor to a chief surgeon.
Oh, Old Fourth. Old Fourth. I will personally cure whatever is wrong with you.
Your Majesty, my queen, Old Fourth has moved his plans forward. Everyone's remaining lifespan has dropped from 90 days to just 40 days. He's going to launch an all-out assault. 40 days. It seems Wamping's previous strategy forced his hand. He's completely out of options.
He doesn't want any more delays.
And is preparing to launch his rebellion early, since he wants war. My father and I will make sure our rear is secure.
As for the provisions and military supplies,
And pacifying the citizens in the capital, leave all of that to us.
If he wants a fight, then I will give him a war he will never forget.
1. Go and hide behind the screen in the front hall. Watch how you use his own dogs to tear that cowardly turtle to pieces.
My dear minister, I have been feeling quite uneasy lately.
I heard the fourth prince is no longer in his fiefdom.
If I were to mobilize troops to defend the capital, which of the surrounding garrisons are the most elite and reliable? Your Majesty, the 30,000 heavy cavalry at the western camp and the 20,000 troops in Yongzhou are both formidable forces of ferocious warriors. Your Majesty can mobilize them at a moment's notice. Excellent. With your reassurance, my mind is at ease. Go and prepare immediately.
That old fox. He will definitely send word out tonight.
But the moment he opened his mouth, we knew exactly what he was up to. We absolutely cannot mobilize the troops from the western camp and Zhongzhou. Your Majesty, I must say, that was brilliant. Did you really think I was just some useless fool, blindly obsessed with you and nothing else?
Since the Chancellor and the Minister of War both strongly pushed for the western camp and Yongzhou,
It proves the commanders of those two garrisons are already the fourth prince's loyal dogs. Your humble servant understands. How can we allow anyone else to sleep soundly beside the dragon throne? We will never tolerate such a threat close at hand.
I am giving you a secret decree and the Golden Command Medallion.
Instantly select your most reliable, trusted generals.
Take the Imperial Guards with you.
And ride to those two garrisons overnight. Read the secret decree immediately. Act swiftly and decisively.
Execute those two commanders on the spot and take full control of their troops.
Your servant obeys your Majesty's command. I will personally snap those two blades hanging over our capital. But your Majesty, even if we secure those 50,000 troops, the capital's defenses are still incredibly vulnerable. If the fourth prince launches his attack early, we will have no reliable reinforcements nearby.
Where else can we pull forces from?
Send an urgent top-speed imperial decree to the Southern Pacification Army. Order them to travel light and march day and night to reinforce us. Flank fourth brother from behind and trap him. Fourth brother, you've really messed with the wrong person this time. I called you all here today
For a secret mission.
Vice Minister of Works, take this capital water system map and secretly dig a canal along the moat. Vice Minister of Revenue, go outside the city and gather 500 logs of century-old extreme yan peachwood for me.
And top-grade pure yang sabar.
Minister of Rights, build a 9-story 8 trigrams altar right in the middle of the Hall of Supreme Harmony Square.
Align it with the 7 stars of the Big Dipper.
Your Majesty, this move is absolutely brilliant. Fourth brother actually thinks my system is stronger than his. When he sees all this mystical, superstitious stuff, he'll definitely overthink it, using a modern pro-gamer mindset and psych himself out. He'll think I'm setting up some ultimate map wipe array. As long as he gets paranoid, we'll buy ourselves enough time. Century-old peachwood, cinnabar, and an 8 trigrams altar. What on earth is that woman doing? Could her high-tier system actually use these ancient mediums to rewrite reality parameters and launch a wide-range physical destruction attack? Your Highness, the capital's defenses are weak right now. Should we launch a surprise attack tonight? You idiot! What if this is a trap to lure us into her skill range? Pass down my orders. The army is to advance steadily. Clear out the outer defenses first. That dog emperor thinks he can survive just by stalling for time. He has no idea what kind of immortal army I've raised over these past 2 years in the mass graves and death rows, using my own lifespan. Immortal army, hear my command. Form up and advance.
Once I breach the Imperial City and ascend the throne as the supreme ruler,
Each of you will be rewarded with another 100 years of life. Your Majesty, the scouts just reported the fourth prince's forces are incredibly powerful. Our vanguard can't hold them off anymore. This old minister strongly advises a strategic retreat and moving the capital to avoid his spearhead. We must trade space for time. Your Majesty, running away will only get us killed faster. That is the absolute worst option. Anyone else who dares speak of retreat, execute them all. Show no mercy. I shall stand right here in this imperial city to live or die with our empire. What other plans do we have?
since your majesty is determined to fight to the death, those massive granaries outside the city are completely undefended. Once the enemy arrives,
All that food will fall right into the hands of the rebels.
I suggest we burn our bridges.
We must immediately send men to burn down every single granary outside the city.
We cannot leave anything for the enemy.
Burning the food might hurt the enemy and buy us another 2 months.
But with 1,000,000 mouths to feed in the capital, once we run out of supplies,
Everyone will eventually starve to death anyway. That is not the best solution.
Your Majesty, I propose we defend the capital to the absolute end, while immediately confiscating all private grain in the city for ration distribution. This will force the rebels into a long, grueling war of attrition.
The Chancellor's plan might buy us 2 years.
But it is still just a slow, painful death.
We cannot burn the granaries.
And we don't need to confiscate private food either.
The granaries in the suburbs are ours. But has Her Highness lost her mind?
Won't that just feed the rebels so they can attack us with full stomachs?
Who said we're leaving it for the rebels?
Our reinforcements are already on their way.
Immediately order the reinforcements to reroute and replenish their supplies at the granaries on their way here.
There's no need for us to transport food into the city. We will defend the imperial city to the death.
Drawing the enemy's main force in,
And let our reinforcements act as a giant hammer.
to crush the 4th Prince's army to pieces from behind.
Help!
Your Majesty, this is our path to survival. Our saving grace.
A stalling tactic. Pass down my decree. Prepare the entire army for battle.
And defend the capital to the death. That's just ordinary peachwood.
She isn't casting a spell at all.
What woman is bluffing?
She tricked me into slowing down our march.
Just to buy time for reinforcements from other regions.
What a brilliant stalling tactic. Since all the information sent back by those 12 dogs is fake,
Then this prince shall take back the lives I lent them.
All troops, hear my command.
Forget about whatever bullshit magic formation she's using. Order the entire army to march forward and crush them.
Today, we raise the imperial city.
Your Majesty, these bastards are too tough to deal with.
it's like they don't even feel pain.
Our men are running out of arrows.
The blades we're swinging are already chipped and blunt.
If this keeps up, we'll be worn to death before reinforcements even arrive.
The life force of these corpses is completely abnormal.
Medical-grade battlefield dissection scan initiated.
Performing X-ray analysis.
You piece of trash system. You're finally of some use. So,
Their throats are their vital spots.
All troops, hear my command. The enemy's vital spots are all at their throats.
Their vital spots are their throats.
Their throats? They didn't even fall after taking heavy damage just now. Will striking there really work?
If my woman says it works, it will work. All right, all troops, hear my command.
aim straight for their vital spot.
Your Majesty, the city gate's about to be breached by the enemy's battering ram.
Our soldiers at the front are shedding blood.
The Great Chain Empire.
I will stand with you to hold off the enemy.
If anyone dares to retreat even half a step,
I will execute them with my own hands.
my dear sister, no matter how much you struggle,
Habit still broken in?
come, let this prince taste a drop of your blood and drain your lifespans dry. Or join me, and we can rule together.
I will be the emperor, and you will be my empress.
Steal my empire and covet my woman? In your dreams!
The true Dragon Emperor's lifespan
Is
mine.
error. Target's lifespan has been isolated by an unknown force field. Absorption failed. Extraction value 0.
How is this possible? Why isn't there any lifespan coming in? Just what kind of ability does your system have?
Why can it suppress me? Did my cheat run out of credit? Why can't I drain any blood?
Why don't you take a guess?
So what if I can't drain you? I have nearly 10,000 years of lifespan boosting my physical strength.
Even if the system doesn't trigger an instant kill,
With nothing but my raw physical strength.
I can still tear you all to bloody pieces.
Without your magic,
you're just a brainless brute. You think you can still run wild? Today, I will personally hack you to pieces.
Your Majesty, how could a mere mortal ever defeat a god? Prepare to die.
Target's lifespan distribution hub detected. If we sever this physical neural node,
The enemy system will crash completely due to a data overflow.
good night, you black-hearted bastard.
You? A god? What a joke.
Warning, system offline.
Hardware damaged. Connection.
Connected. Lifespan reserves are leaking severely. 9,999 years. 8,000 years. This is impossible. I am the chosen one of this land.
The lives of ordinary people matter too.
You are not the chosen one.
You are nothing but a thief.
Lady Sue of Wamping has saved my life and turned the tide in our darkest hour. I hereby decree, Lady Sue is promoted to the rank of Imperial Noble Consort with status equal to the Empress, enjoying the ultimate Imperial honors.
Your Majesty, I don't want to be the Imperial Noble Consort.
Once. Do you still want to leave me?
I'm not leaving, but I don't want any title in your harem either.
Your Majesty, I want you to fund the Duckhind Dynasty's very first Royal Academy of Science and Medicine in the capital.
And I want to be the Dean. Although Dakin's crisis has been resolved,
If we fall behind, we will only be vulnerable to attack. I want to teach the Imperial physicians anatomy.
I want to teach the Ministry of Works how to make steel.
And teach the entire world the laws of physics.
Deal.
As long as you stay,
The entire Dakin treasury is yours to play with.
Now, the world is at peace, and our nation's prosperity is rising.
host current remaining lifespan.
Next up, it's time to aim for the stars.
Hey, Warner.
The Imperial treasury has been completely drained. Not a single drop left.
So, I've brought you the Imperial Seal and all of my personal savings.
Yes, the funds are secured. Hey, you trash system.
Next up,
Building a starship.